How do I stop falling in love with potential instead of reality? How do I stop falling in love with potential instead of reality? Let's talk about it. Okay, so this is what I'm going to call off script. I have no script when I'm talking about this. I'm just doing it raw. And I'm talking about my lived experience. And I really, really want to share this with you. Obviously, I don't want to get into the deep, gory details, but I definitely want to be able to be a big sister to somebody out there who may have this question. As you know, I am a Christian woman, and I practice the faith. Okay, I practice the faith. And I want to give you some advice. I, too, once fell in love with potential instead of reality. And like I said, I don't want to be too gory about it. So let me put it this way. Falling in love with potential instead of reality is expensive. It's very expensive, okay? So when we are dating, getting to know a man, living with a man, or settling down, and we're wondering, like, is he good for me? Is he bad for me? Should I break up with him? Should I leave him? Should I continue in this relationship? Well, the thing is, you won't be going through this experience in a glass bowl or a vacuum. Once you exit that relationship, there's going to be a lot of work to do. A lot of healing work. And this healing work, you may think, a month or two. Well, it depends how much it affected you psychologically, okay? I just want to say something here. Something that you may not have considered, but I really want you to take it deeply, and I really want you to know that this is the main meaning for why I'm creating this, and it's starting to rain. You may be healing from this potential that you invested in for the next 8 years. And that is why I said it's expensive. Potential can be expensive. So I want to save you from that. Do you want to exit this relationship and be healing for such a long time that you come out a completely different person? Well, maybe you do want that. But what happens is it kind of sucks up your life, okay? And for some women, it ages them, okay? So do you want to age? Do you want to get wrinkles because of your investment in potential? No. Like I said, it's starting to rain and you're probably seeing the rain droplets, but I have so much that I want to say. So obviously I'm going to have to make another video about this, or I'm going to have to pause this and get back to what I was saying. I'll be back, okay? Okay, I want to mention something to you that you probably have not thought about. Just give me a sec here. Okay, have you noticed how much women are told that they need to do X, Y, and Z, be X, Y, and Z, and look like X, Y, and Z in order to be validated? Now, nobody says it outright, but we all know it's implied. So what am I really getting at? Women are under the belief are under the belief that we need a man to be valued. We need a man to be considered, of value, okay? And in all of this, we do it for society, we do it for the world, we do it for what people think. It becomes part of our identity. So in other words, it's almost like we feel like we are not real in the world. We don't exist in the world unless we have a man beside us. What I would like you to consider is this. What if myself and the whole world and all of your neighbors and all of your friends started saying to you, you're a queen and you're so amazing, and just on your own, you have so much to contribute to the world. What if everybody said that to you? It would change the way that you function, period, like just in your life in general, and it would change the way that you saw men. It I shouldn't say it would, but it might change the way that you see men and yourself. And it might make you say, oh, I don't have to keep this relationship. I don't have to be in this relationship, right? So give me one sec. The point I'm making is this. A huge part of the reason why so many women put up with relationships that they know that they shouldn't is because they have a belief in their minds that they need to have a man beside them in order to be valued, respected, appreciated, real in the world, even real in the world. So potential is costly, okay? And I wanted to give you another way of viewing yourself in your life, because you don't have to put up with costly potential. Another point I wanted to make is this. A lot of the times why we go through these things is because, again, it comes from the world, but we then internally in our own minds start to tell ourselves messages that reinforce these messages from the world. So we start to lie to ourselves. We say, oh, well, it's not that bad. Or, well, he's going to do this and this will probably happen and he didn't mean this and it wasn't like that. And we start to believe things that are not real, that we make up in our heads. And then we live as if they're real. And then when they're not, we get upset. So, like I said, I wanted to make this as a big sister to anybody out there, or just as a friend, just as a Christian friend, to any woman out there who is maybe falling in love with a man for his potential, okay? Consider the things that I mentioned here, and consider that you're fabulous on your own, and God loves you on your own, and you do have an identity in Jesus Christ, and you do have an identity that is written in the Bible, okay? And I want you to check out my other videos. And there's one I just did, something is titled something like, how can I claim my identity as a daughter of God? I think you should check that out if it's something that's relevant to your situation. There is so much I want to say. Please go ahead and subscribe. And if you have any other questions about dating and relationships and life and being a Christian and the Bible, then please do leave them below. I may or may not respond, but who knows? Maybe I will respond. Maybe I will answer it. It might be kind of fun to do. So thank you so much for stopping by. God is so good, and you are welcome to pick up the Bible and start reading it at any moment. This is just something I wanted to make as a big sister to any women out there who are wondering about dating a man for his potential rather than the reality. And thank you so much. I love you all. Have a blessed day. Bye.